Hello and welcome to the Banter Blitz show, the opener in some way for the Chessable Masters starting later today. And this is also why I would strongly recommend not to use the 15% discount code if you want to join Chess24 Premium, but rather take the Study Chess code 40% during the tournament. So don't do that, use a different code. So let's go to the actual game playing screen and terminate this game with Claudia. Now, who is challenging me? Ardaus. That's a new opponent. So let's play. Hello also to all of you in the various chats on Chess24, on Twitch, on Facebook, on YouTube. Yeah, got chats everywhere. I got them all monitored and hope that I keep track. So yeah, I tried with c5 to make it a bit non-symmetrical, tempt him forward the pawn, but he didn't do it. So yeah, complete castling, and then yeah, now I have to think about what to do about my pawn there on c5. I can take, it's a simple solution, and I think this is welcome. I think this looks quite reasonable for me, given that his bishop on b2 is not so active. It's mostly looking at its own pawn there. Okay, I'm going to play knight b4, trying to irritate white a little bit. Yeah, I don't think he wants to allow the capture. Yeah, he preserves his bishop, and bishop f5 now gains a bit of time against this pawn. Let's see how he handles the situation. Maybe you can play the move c4 here. Yeah, now I could jump into d3. This is an interesting possibility. I'm certainly happy if he takes this, but bishop a3 is possible. I don't think, however, this is a big thing. I can always go to f4. So okay, he just takes it. Yeah, this should be quite good for me, I think, with the bishop pair already gained. But of course, white's position looks fairly solid. Doesn't have any huge problem. Knight d3 is the only reasonable move there, was the statement. I can also just go back and be okay. There's nothing particularly wrong about it. So I'm going to take here. Yeah, he's playing quite quickly. I have to make sure not to get into a huge time problem. I think I'm just going to take it. Bishop a3, knight to d6 is something I have to keep in mind. You can play knight before bishop f5 simply to gain a bit of time. The structure is good for black anyway, so I don't have to play knight d3, but it's kind of it makes sense, yeah, in context of the earlier play. Okay, I'm pretty much down on time. That's a little bit weird. Didn't feel to me that I was playing so slowly, but obviously I did. I have to make some quick moves. Catch up a little bit. I want to put some pressure on the pawn. Yeah, I don't mind that trade. That is not really a huge structural problem for me. So let's stop the pawn and now try to work ultimately with the move e5. What's the costs and benefits of a fianchetto is a question in Twitch. Yeah, well, usually the long diagonal is not a bad place for a bishop. Yeah, you often, particularly if it is open, huge scope for the bishop. But the fianchetto, it can cost a bit of time, and also, I mean, g6 is a small weakening of your pawn structure. That's not to be underestimated. It can lead to problems with your king position sometimes, but that is very specific of the actual position. Sometimes that can be the case, sometimes it is not a factor at all. This is really about taking everything into account, let's say. In some cases there can be a weakening, in some cases absolutely not. So I'm trying to target his pawn. He's defending this pretty well, actually. I had e5. I should have played e5 there. I was a bit silly. Okay, I can still take this because of this e5 trick. Okay, let's go back. Yeah, I'm an exchange up now. This is nice. Rook d2 was stronger. Let's win that bishop. Let's win this pawn. Yeah, b pawn will promote. Thanks for the game, Ardaus or Ardaus. And no, I don't remember the game. There's a question on Twitch. It's really difficult to keep track of what you play. So let's play Kerem Barant SF. Complicated name. Let's get started. A long name, wrong name in terms of pronunciation, I guess. I go knight f3 and g3. Okay, so I'm going to counter his fianchetto with one of my own. There was the question of benefits of the fianchetto. I do a double fianchetto just to honor that question. Okay. This is sometimes a tricky thing, to combine e6 and g6, because now the bishop on f5 is really short of squares. It only has the g4 square available in case of an e4 move, so black has to be a little bit cautious. Okay, I'm not sure about it, but I go knight e5. This is actually 5 minutes, right? I have to take that into account. And now we see a problem. Yeah, as I said, he does not have many squares for the bishop, and now that becomes a factor. Take with the pawn, and now he only has g4, after which f3 should trap this piece. h3, there is still bishop e2, even though rook e1 should pick it up anyway. Let me think about that. Yeah, probably the better way to win the piece, as f3 is a bit more weakening compared to h3. Yeah, I will have to weaken my structure a little bit, but a piece is a piece, and we should win that piece. Okay, I can play knight f3 now if I like. I think I do want to insert that move, push the queen back, and then take the bishop. He cannot save it. Now take the bishop, and I'm a pawn. I'm a piece up. Now, how do we convert this? An interesting question. I know you think, okay, maybe with the piece up it's easy, but you still have to oftentimes play with a bit of precision, and I sometimes lack that. I'm getting a little bit too relaxed if I'm having a winning position. Now I can take here, right? There's no reason not to take it, I think. And queen here should force the trade, right? Yeah, the knight is hanging. I took it. I could have taken it already here, or what are you saying? No, I did. I think I did it right. Okay, now I can take. Important is that his queen is pinned, so there is no queen f3 or something like that. All right, thanks for the game, Kerem Barant. Difficult. So, any challenges by new players? I'm going to check that. Rising Star is a new opponent. Let's start. Let's try to start. Okay. Going to play the Nimzo, the super versatile opening. Black oftentimes gets the opportunity to damage white's pawn structure, but he has prevented that with knight ge2. Always ready to recapture on c3 with this piece. And now we have a very classical, always struggling there. Pawn structure, that's what I'm trying to say. The isolated queen pawn, the d4 pawn. Okay, b6 maybe. I'm a little bit afraid that he's going to play d5 and simply trade down everything for, yeah, so for total simplification. Not sure. I can always play d5. Okay, now I'm going to go b5, bishop b7. Now d5. I should stop that, I guess, or at least make it more difficult. I was a bit slowish. The 3-minute is always a bit of an adjustment for me. Okay, I'll put this here. a5, maybe b5. To take care not to fall asleep and then be in a huge time problem. This one, yeah, I don't know, maybe I should have played this differently so that I could take with the knight on d5. Okay, I can go to b5. All right, what I wanted to say is currently there are a couple of really good discounts going on. So there is the premium discount, the study chess code that I mentioned right at the intro. If you want to get the Chess24 premium, this is 40% off with the code study chess. There's more information also on the Chess24 website. And if you want to get a course on Chessable, there are also huge discounts going on for the Chessable Masters. Most of my courses are on sale up to 50%, oftentimes like 40%, 45%, whatever. I'm not really sure that I don't really know all the specific figures there. I only know that they're heavily discounted. So if you wanted to get a course of mine, like the E4, D4 stuff or Fight Like Magnus, stuff like that, it's all on sale. Yeah, White is doing well here. He's fighting very well, the Rising Star. Not really sure what I could have done better. Okay. And push the pawn. He has a very weak back rank, but currently I don't quite see how I could exploit it. Okay, I have to really speed up. I wanted to take here. This is probably nonsense, right? But okay, it's difficult now to do something else. Let's go with this idea. Yeah, he's really playing well here. I cannot move the queen because of mate. Cannot do this. Okay. He will probably take on c3. It's not a difficult move, but then he has the check. Yeah, that was stupid. He will of course find it. Yeah, that was clear. Okay. Yeah, the 1700s on that side are dangerously good. So yeah, thanks a lot for playing Rising Star. That was a tough one. I don't know. Like here, I think I'm okay. Yeah, I must be quite good. I don't know. I lost track a little bit with the 3 minute here. I don't know. It really looks like I should have something, but that was stupid, yeah. I can simply do this. I can do this, yeah. There was this back rank issue. And this is the way to exploit it. Yeah, that's what I should have done. He cannot take because of the mate. And I don't see what he should do then. Yeah, this is where I lost track a little bit. c3 is probably not a mistake, but by now I cannot take twice. And I cannot take twice. And this doesn't work, yeah. This doesn't work. Yeah, queen d3 is good. I probably have no good move there. Yeah, thanks for the game again, Rising Star. Yeah, there are lots of... the thing is, I'm not... there's a remark in the chat. I'm playing lots of Turkish players. The thing is that there are lots of... new players from Turkey on the side, so this is how it goes. Now let's play JSVM. Let's go c5 and maybe knight c6. Yeah, I keep losing to 1700s on that side, and that is super costly. That's 25 points. Never get them back. Okay. Yeah, I didn't play well, of course. Okay, I'm going to fight against his c5 pawn there. That's a somewhat annoying pawn, trying to get rid of it and then complete my development. Yeah, this is interesting, and I wonder if I should have done something about this. Yeah, it's a bit slowish, everything, but okay, I should speed up. Yeah, thanks. There's a remark in the Twitch chat. Congratulations on my win against Ben Feingold yesterday. I played a Blitz and Bullet match against Ben, and it was a super close match. Ultimately, I ended up winning that match on a tiebreaker. Yeah, we played 2 bullet games at the end to decide the whole thing, and I was lucky to win them. So get here. Yeah, I'm attacking the knight. The knight now is a little bit loose after a3. I have to recapture here first. There is no mate on e7, but still. No, it's a little bit annoying there for him. Okay, now I can go d5 or rook b8. That's also good. But d5 looks good with the tempo. I don't know. There's a question in the Chess24 chat about one of the moderators. Make no mistake, there's always a moderator on if it's my show, and that's me. I can ban your beep if you don't behave like you should. Okay, the funniest move here is castling. Unfortunately, it's a bad move, but it would be fun to play this. Yeah, I cannot play it, so he can just take h6 then if he wants. Okay, now what to do here? Rook b8 maybe. Bit of an odd position. Just attack the pawn. Attack b2. And now a couple of interesting moves. I have queen d4. That is not a bad one. Probably force the queen trade. But it's a bit lame also. It's a bit lame. Not the kind of move to refute what white has done. But it is good for black, right? So I should probably not overthink this and just play this line. Now I wanted to just go back. I just wonder where. F5, d6, also quite reasonable. Okay, I go back here. Okay, yeah, I will definitely go to e5 now, yeah. Take that weak square. Yeah, he has f4, right? Okay. Maybe this is not the most forcing way to play here, really. Okay, now c3 can simply take, unfortunately. I'm not really happy about this. That is absolutely, it's almost impossible that this was the best way to play this position. I was definitely just better, and here things are not clear at all. Yeah, not clear at all. King f2, and I don't know why, but white is in the game. Pretty awful what I did. Maybe I should have taken on e2, right? Intermediate move. I mean, I don't think the capture on d5 was good anyway, because bishop f5 now is a huge threat. What? So I take it. Okay. I don't understand what he's doing here, really. So I can take this. He will get this. He will get the pawn probably. Yeah, rook f5, and then he can take on b2. It's, we know the deal. Somehow opponents survive because I don't manage to finish it off. I was probably winning out of the opening, or much better, and now I'm not better at all. Ugh, awful. Yeah, it's just an awful position. Knight b4. Okay, but you couldn't really save this. Couldn't save it. Yeah, I don't. He even anticipated that. Okay, okay. Yeah, I only have 17 seconds and not much that I can do. You can simply push pawns forward, so it's a very easy win. Okay, I just have to win out of the opening. I mean, I'm just like winning after 12 moves or so. Like here, I should simply win the game. You can play rook b8, and then he has to go back first. I actually didn't see queen c3, which is a bit of a... That's the only way to make it to a game, actually. If I go rook b8, white could basically resign here. Like, this is just over. Okay, so let's continue and see if I can improve. I really play rubbish in those sessions. I don't know why and how, but I do. So let's start. Winner War Classic. Got black. Right, so, oops, come on. Let's play the Sveshnikov here. There's a statement, if you don't win this, I'll go. Yeah, I know. At some point I should win some games. Okay, now this is as I said, Sveshnikov variation, and white played this a little bit unconventionally. Both knights are a little bit strangely placed. The knight on g3 is actually not so bad. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. d5. I'm a little bit overthinking this probably. Is this 3 minutes? No, 5. So I have a pretty clear plan for improving this position. I would like to transfer. Okay, he wants to trade. Not much I can do. I want to transfer this bishop to b6 and to c5. This is a really great bishop post. Did I miss bishop g5? Was there like an exchange up? I mean, I don't know. Probably. My main goal is just to play quickly and not at the end to get into some time problems. Because this is the main way that I'm losing games here. Okay. Okay, and now I should win some stuff. Finally. Alright, so I should probably get some water into my system. Ooh. Ouch. That wasn't very good for that Auger book. Just a moment there. I kind of tested the water resistance of my watch. It wasn't planned, but just a moment there. Yeah, but the thing is designed for 200 meters, at least that's the theoretical rating. Thanks for playing Winner War Classic. So, let's get rolling. I think there should be a challenge that I wanted to take. There it is. Playing Sea Eagle. Now, what am I going to play against Sea Eagle? So, I always do that. Maybe I do something completely different and see what he does. D5, okay. Just want some fresh position that I usually don't play. I got a request for King's Indian. Now, with white, you cannot force the guy to do it, but okay, it simply takes. This is definitely not a bad solution. Okay, so we get into a French somehow. He's not a French player, so we'll see how he handles this. There's this little trick that can happen if you don't know the theory here with knight takes, bishop takes, knight f6, bishop takes. It doesn't fall for it. So I'm going to take here. And now, how do you play that? Knight f3 or the capture, I guess? It's kind of normal. Let's just develop. Even though the black player is not usually playing the French defense, this is a fairly normal position. I think one question is whether b6 is good. There is this idea to take on f6, queen takes queen e4, threatening a mate and threatening the rook. This is something that black has to be aware of. Okay, he simply checks me. Okay. c3, I guess. Ah, okay. So very concrete approach. Knight f4. Okay. I have b4. b4. Maybe bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes. Yes, this knight f4 stuff. Queen e4, he will play f5. This should be good for black. Castling, he plays knight f4. That should also be good for black. So before he has to sacrifice, and I have a hard time to believe it. Or is he going queen a3? Queen a3 maybe is the thing. This is the problem. b4, queen a3. Wow, okay. Yeah, okay, I should have probably played this simple move earlier. This is definitely okay for him, but it took me far too long to figure out that he has queen a3. Like here, I thought he has f5. I mean, and then I go back. I don't know. I don't think this is good. Anyway, let's continue. b4. Yes, the bishop pair, but I have a pretty nice lead in development, and I think this is important here. So I'm not really that worried. I can play here, bishop e7, bishop c5. Doesn't do that much. He might have e5 coming. But I still do that. Let's see. Bishop c5. I gain a bit more time even here. Queen c6, knight b5, and queen a6. I can go c4 maybe. c4, b5. He's got b6 though. Maybe you can even go e5, yeah? It still feels playable for black somehow. Yeah, I could have traded queens. This is indeed a possibility. Maybe it was better? Possible. This in fact doesn't look... Yeah, that looks okay. Queen e6 is playable for sure. Very strange in my mind that I didn't have more. I probably made some mistake there, but e4 is now leading to trouble for me. The main issue is I have 1 minute. The position, I don't know. It could be equal, could be slightly better for black, but I have absolutely less time, and this is going to be an issue. Takes there. Just not good, yeah. My knight has no good way, nothing a good way could go, simply no good destination. Just rook a4 is good for black. Okay, he decides to win that pawn. Yeah, this is one of the better positions that I had for a while. This I should probably draw. It's still not fun by any means, but okay, so he's basically saying let's draw. Okay. Yeah, we could, yeah, 20 seconds you could try to flag, but that's not really what we want to do here. Thanks a lot for playing. Yeah, I completely, this is interesting here, right? If I have something that I can do here, I didn't see much. Why not flag him? Asked Prom Night. Because he's a friend of mine. I don't want to do that. So let's play. I mean, it's also not what I do in general because it's just a colossal waste of time. All right, playing Pedro Gil with black. So there was a request for King Xinyan. I can try that. Yeah, after e4, that's going to be difficult. Oops. So, Pedro, we have a main line here with bishop g7. And I will have f5 soonish. This is something that I should absolutely study again. I of course did for my Fight Like Magnus course, but it's something that I tend to forget. What I remember is that knight f6 is not good now, but maybe he does that. No, he does not. So I castle. That would have won the exchange, but it's not particularly great. Let's see what Pedro is doing. I'm going to go f5 anyway. I get excellent compensation on the light squares. Okay, a4, interesting. Yeah, probably have to take. It's not ideal, really. I wonder how I have to handle this pawn structure. Sometimes e4 is the right choice, and then knight e5 is always difficult to say. I'm going to play king h8 first. This is almost universally useful. But now I spot that he has rook h4. That looks dangerous. Rook h4. Very uncommon idea, but it could be strong, really. Rook h4, queen h5. Ugh. Of course he finds it. Yeah, not good. Well, yeah, this is going to be dangerous, right? No, I don't think white is winning. It's just like I shouldn't have allowed the thing. I would be very surprised if white is winning. It might be that he's better. That is very much possible, but I don't think white has a winning position here. That would be quite surprising. My pieces are quite active. Yeah, bishop g8 is a prophylactic move. I just want to be ready for queen h5 stuff. And yeah, so the thing is that I'm absolutely not probably minding a queen trade. It's a very difficult position to play. Queen e8 is what I was thinking. My bishop here is almost always guaranteeing me a reasonable endgame. Yeah, queen g5. So I cannot go queen g6, which would be what you want to trade queens, but okay. I can go queen d8. Probably he will be repeating then. I can ask him about that. Queen g6 is a Botez gambit. Yeah, that is probably one way to put it. So queen h5, how do I play for win then? I don't want to make a draw here. I'm just repeating to ask him about his intentions, and it actually gained me a bit of time on the clock. How do we play this? Very difficult to get rid of that queen. e4, there's knight f4. It's definitely dangerous. Rook b8, probably knight f4. Okay, I want to continue to play. It might be that queen e8, queen d8 is the logical outcome of this game, but knight c to e4 maybe is coming. He's just ignoring that I'm attacking the b pawn. Might be. Of course. queen d7, bishop h3 then, right? Wow, that's really difficult. f4, he has bishop e4 at least. Yeah, queen. It's just terrible. It's just a bad position. I mean, I don't know. People outplay me. They have 2,400, which is not high on that side. And I just get outplayed continuously. It's really, really strange how bad I'm doing in those sessions. Yeah, I have no move here, right? I do interact much with the chat. That is true. I mean, that is costing a little bit of playing strength, but still not doing. I should still play better. I mean, nothing has changed. I had in the same kind of setup, I had a much higher rating. Bishop e4 threatens this bloody rook g8 again. Crazy. Okay. Wow, I got completely killed in this game. Got totally killed there by Pedro. Yeah, maybe it's a kid, right? I mean, it played really well. I had no chance whatsoever. And only won on time at the end. Yeah, thanks for playing, Pedro. Next time you definitely win. Okay, now, who is challenging me? Let's have a look there. Tariq, I played before. What? Zadomadot. Yeah, let's play. A couple of new guys. My rating is constantly going down. It's really funny. Okay. Yeah, 2650 is really low on that side. Relatively low. Okay, yeah, Sadomadot is developing his pieces there. Pretty healthy setup against my Sicilian. Yes, there is a black Caro-Kann repertoire coming on Chessable. Not written by me, but it is in the works, and I think already fairly far advanced. So it won't take a long time. I also had an author information on that, but I'm not sure if this is still valid. Sometimes there are changes. Okay, now I'm going to grab the b2 pawn. Let's grab that pawn. Grab the money and run, yeah? Run back. Let's improve that knight. And he takes it. Yeah, I hope that I am better here. Yeah, based on the pawn. I have an extra pawn. But he has a pretty bad bishop on a2 also. This is probably a good move, as I cannot go b4. That's a bit of a pain that this is not possible. Let's go here. There's a question. Do you know the Tango Gambit? I have no clue what that is. What is the Tango Gambit? A Tango Gambit could be if you really do a tango, like the dance, and maybe you damage your foot or something. It could be a Tango Gambit. But that probably not is. It's probably not what you're getting at. There's a question. Interesting. No, I have not. I will take the rook first, and then I will answer the question. Take first, answer later. Okay. Yeah, I think there's a question about the disconnection rule of the currently running Chessable Masters tournament, and the new rule is that you lose the game after disconnection unless you reconnect before the clock time ends. So that means, like, I have a minute left, I disconnect, and I have that minute to reconnect. Yes. I think the one before was a bit difficult to put into place, because we had this thing with Nakamura and Firouzja, right? When Ali Reza disconnected, I think it was really a difficult situation. Thanks for the game, Zado Mardot, by the way. So, let me check. What is the highest rated challenge? Is there somebody really high rated? Not so much. Just for a change. I'd like to play the new guys, but that is a non-premium. Ian Fear. Let's play. Right. So in general, I think my first impression of that rule is not too bad. I think that it makes some sense that you have a limited time to reconnect. I mean, you have to make sure that you have a reasonably stable internet connection. And if you play such a tournament for really quite a bit of money, you probably should try to have let's say a backup plan. If your line connection, whatever you have, like a DSL key cable or whatever you have, if this is failing, you should always have a mobile connection ready. I mean, this is just for the moves. So let me check. I think I can take on e4 here, right? I think this is a line. Yeah? I mean, they only have to play and transfer the move, so you can easily do it via mobile. It's difficult to stream on a mobile connection. I have tried that. It can work if you have an exceptionally well working LTE connection. Even then, kind of difficult. So, I mean, if you play a tournament for like, I don't know, 5 figures or whatever the prize money is, knight f5. What do you do here? Knight takes c3. Knight takes c3, I guess. Lots of stuff hanging. But I have to attack his queen. Then you probably should invest for backups, let's say. It's not expensive or anything. You can also, as somebody said, you can also use a router that has a SIM card, and so you don't have to worry about anything. Also, somebody said, not right now in the chat, but said, okay, there could be issues with Wi-Fi, with wireless LAN, but you never use a Wi-Fi in such a context, of course. Yeah, you should always use a real cable connection so that there's nothing happening there. I should end up with a piece up, right? You should just, in such a scenario, reduce any kind of randomness that could happen with wireless. So it should be possible to be reasonably sure that you don't disconnect. And it's really extremely bad luck if you have this disconnection in the middle of a time scramble, yeah, and then you lose. So I'm a piece up still, right? I did not miscount. There was a disconnection forfeit, right? Or forfeit is maybe the wrong word. There was a disconnection loss. Was that ding? I think ding, right? I didn't follow the tournament in like every game. I watched a little bit on and off. I had to do some work, or yesterday was an off day, I think. No, I don't know. It was an off day. I was only caring about my match yesterday against Ben Feingold. I had to prepare a little bit and so on. Yeah, I want to free up the e5 square for the knight. Ah, okay. I was a bit unlucky then. There's a question, how high can one's ELO rating get reasonably without formal training? So you're saying like only by playing, or do you mean training that is organized by a coach? I think you can improve quite a lot without a coach. I never had one, for example, and I mean, even though I'm not playing too well in the Banter sessions, I got reasonably good at chess. But if you only play, I think it's difficult. I mean, just by playing you can improve, but it's very difficult to get the right kind of things in. Yeah, like what should you address? What should you improve? You can do lots of things just by playing. Like, for example, your tactical ability will improve by simply playing, because you do that all of the time. You think about moves, you calculate. But some things you're not calculating, you just know. And the knowledge part has to get into your system somewhat. It's not somehow. And it's not something that you need like super much of, but some knowledge you definitely do need. So now, how am I winning this thing? I should checkmate him. That would be good. Checkmate is kind of helpful. Maybe just attack this. How do we... it's almost the mate. Knight f3 would be mate. Actually, this is mate, right? It's not mate. No. It's mate. Rook g4 is mate. Okay. Whew. That was lucky. I wanted to play knight f3 checkmate, but that he can take. But this is mate. Ooh. Okay. That was a bit lucky. That was funny. Okay, now, anybody else on that have never played? Do the Height, I think I played, or done the Height. Soti, many regular opponents. DRK again from Turkey. That's fun. Let's play. Let's play. There are some things that really are based on knowledge. For example, some end games, I think it's very difficult to figure them out, but if you know the right solution, then it's extremely helpful. Also, for openings, you can of course try to piece things together out of practice, but knowing some lines is useful, and I think should be done. There's a question: how often do I answer questions on my Chessable courses? I regularly answer them. I mean, the questions that are asked, Chessable is an interactive platform, so people do ask questions, but it can happen that some questions I answer immediately that I get on the Chessable platform, because they are sometimes just easy to answer. Like I see the question, I know the answer, I post the answer. This is what I usually do. Sometimes I need a bit of time to figure it out, and then I cannot answer immediately. Ultimately, I do answer almost all of them. Sometimes I forget to answer a question simply because, like, I get this in my inbox, and then I see, okay, I cannot answer that quickly. So I put it on a list, basically, like a wait list, and like to do later. And it can happen that simply it's kind of going under in the swamp of messages. And this is not, not happening without any bad intent. So you got some questions in, yeah? Yeah. I remember your name, actually, that you have the same name on Chessable. Ezra, I think I can say it. It's in the chat. So I remember your name. You had some question, but I don't know what it was. And if you feel it's really, really urgent, right? You can also post the question twice. And then I get a new message, you know. Okay, now in this position, it looks kind of, yeah, good. I got the bishop pair, but the bishops are currently not so active. Yeah, he's playing well. I mean, what can you say? It's pretty well, pretty well played. The knight on c3 was bad. He tries to improve it. I tried to open up the position, maybe with c4 coming. That's an idea. How can I go c4 there? It's also the answering of the messages also very much depending on what else is on my plate. Yeah, if I have some deadline to keep, for example, I sometimes don't answer any at all for quite a while and see that things are resolved first with that deadline. For example, while I was working on Magnus Touch, I didn't answer any questions for quite a while because we had some pretty strict deadlines with that one. Because, I mean, we had to finish the writing and preparation before Magnus was ready to film. And obviously, you can... And we were really lucky that we got this done because Magnus finished the recording right before lockdown happened in basically all of Europe. So I'm trying to play c4. I could have done that actually. I'm working on a couple of new courses actually. The c4 and knight f3 repertoire. Okay, now I can take this, right? I also work on a fun little thing that I'm not going to talk about. It's just a smallish course, and I have something else also in the works. So a couple of things at the same time. Now, rook here. I'm slowly making some headway on the queen side. Rook c2. No, I never played. I played against Magnus actually when he was like 10 years old, but back then on the Internet Chess Club, I played against him in Blitz. Funbeat asks, can I do ASMR in the future? This is something that I had to look up a couple of months ago because I had no clue what it is. I'm not sure that a chess ASMR makes much sense, or if it makes much sense at all. Yeah, he gave me that knight. That was, of course, very helpful. Stop the h-pawn. Eric Rosen is the closest to chess ASMR that we have. Like, what is the real quality there? Having a soothing voice. I mean, my voice is not really soothing, right? What is ASMR? Okay, this is basically like you do a video or recording of somebody speaking in a very like whispering basically, and it's supposed to be soothing. It's a little bit like that, I think. Talking about chess in a very low voice. I don't know if you hear that. Maybe I should do that then, right? Okay. Now, I have a game of chess to play, and I shouldn't blunder horribly. I looked that up, the ASMR, actually because it was on Twitter. Yeah, thanks for the game, DRKHN. There was a Twitter message posted by a chess streamer, actually. Let me see. This is a really high challenge. Oh, wow. That I have to take that one. Come on now. Let's play. Let's play King's Meat. That's David Howell. That's the highest rated Blitz player on the site. Now I can try to make everything good by beating David Howell. I probably won't manage, but I can try. Let's see what David is doing. Okay, this is a good variation. He knows his stuff. D4, I guess. Knight E4. No, this one. I can do this. Is that a good line? I would think this is good for white, right? What is he doing here? Bishop F5 coming, or I can also push him back first, right? This is just good for white. But it helps if you are 2700 rated and you can play a little bit of a dodgy opening and still survive. So let's do this. I wonder what he wants to do, closing the center, or I have to check. This is 3-minute chess, so it's something that I have to keep in mind. And maybe knight A6 now, going back, possible. The Twitter post, by the way, was by a female chess streamer, Jessie February. She has a Twitch channel, and she asked about if she should do ASMR because somebody told her that she has the perfect voice for that. And I don't know, I think she's got a good voice, but you can check her out and see if she's a good ASMR candidate for this kind of content. Let's go A5. Okay. What about E5? Is that an untimely opening of the position? Maybe. What I don't like, the knight is really an annoyance. I want to go knight D3 here. My position looks a little bit tactically shaky. I don't like my A4 decision. Hindsight is 2020, of course, but what is he doing there? Rook takes. I can take A7, right? So let's do this. Maybe ED now. Is that the thing? But I can take, probably not. The thing is ED, there's bishop F5. Okay, he simply decides to take. Okay, I see the point. Now if I take with the pawn, there's bishop F5. Queen F3, king, queen F4. It's kind of tricky. I can do that. It's not terrible. I have B4 in this position. That's always possible. I'm for sure not the weakest blitz I am on this side. You can absolutely believe me. If I would want, I would get to 3000 on chess24. That's really not a problem. You can do lots of things simply by selecting the right opponents, for example. And I play like everybody. Yeah, and if you are a little bit more selective, he now has gotten me. Yeah, that was bad, really. Because my position is just good here. I mean, like here, this is probably just good for white. I'm just not playing this right. Why is 95 d3 such a problem? I don't know. First of all, thanks for playing, David. That was great. I wonder about this. If that was, I wanted to go to c3. Maybe I have to do a different route there. He just gets there to b4 in the right time. I wonder about that. Rook b1 is stupid. Rook b1 is so terrible. I just do this and I'm just fine. Why do I give up the a file? That makes no sense at all. Now that's good for white, right? I think. Should be good for white. Anyway, great to have played David here. He's the highest rated Blitz player on the side. And there's a new challenge, King of the Nil. Let's play him. Thanks for messaging, David. Yeah. He says, I was probably better for most of it. Yeah, probably yes. I'm not sure about my decision to play a4. But yeah, it's always tough to say in 3-minute chess. So, King of the Nil. Let's see what... Okay, he gives me a pawn. Gift me the pawn, as Yasser says. Yeah, everything is good for white here, but this is nice. It doesn't have a name in there, right? No. King of the Nil. This is a line that I had analyzed in my d4 book, and it's just excellent for white. It's of course tricky. 3-minute chess, we know the deal. A big issue for black is the weakened center. Okay, bishop d6. Now, you can already think about knight g5 stuff if that wins. Looks very dangerous. Let's see. e6 is hanging, h7 is hanging. Yo, what now? What are you doing now? Needs to do some magic. This gambit, by the way, is totally incorrect. I mean, really totally incorrect. But only if you play it very forcefully like I did. Okay, what is that? I can take e6 and then what? Queen h4 or bishop takes, queen h4, queen h5 or what? Something like that, I guess. I'm just taking all this and then see what happens. Bishop f4. Just play normal moves. So I can take e5, right? There's no reason not to do that. Bishop c8, queen e8 mate. That would be a nice end of the game. So if I would play 100 game match against King of the Nil, we'll probably switch ratings. Was that too much banter? Maybe yes. Wasn't meant in any unfriendly way, just saying. Okay, so one more game, but I need to be really quick, yeah? Maybe a 3-minute game when I'm playing quickly. Let's do that. I'm going to be really quick now. I don't want to be too long because there is the Chessable Masters coming a little bit later, and I don't think this is the right way to say it. Somebody said I punished Ben Feingold yesterday. That is not true, really. The match was extremely close. We had at the end a bullet tie break, and it was a totally open match. The weirdest thing is that we had the oddest streaks in that match. At one point he won, I think, 4 in a row. I won 5 in a row, and whatever. It was completely crazy stuff. So whatever it wasn't in any way clear. Yeah. Okay. I'm 2 pawns up, but he can get c5 back. I don't think it was possible to avoid that. It's not so easy too, and bishop b3 is good. I didn't do that. Still a bit annoying there. Okay, I tried to trade off this. Knight d4 could be good. Yeah, this is probably quite helpful for me. Take here first. That's a good question. What my score against Jan is. I'm not sure. We have never played on Chess24. Not a single game. As far as I remember. We have played some games back in the day on the ICC, when the ICC was basically the only chess server. And at the time, he was leading, of course. But I did win some games, as far as I remember. But this is so long ago, that's not even in any statistic. Like something that you could look up, let's say. So here I'm a piece up and should win fairly easily. Oops. Come on. Just no stalemate, please. All right, thanks for playing Onural Perolu. Wow, difficult names, at least for me. All right, I hope you enjoyed the English language show, the Banter Blitz show. I'll be back tomorrow with the same starting time, actually, 1:30 Central European time, with German language. So if you speak German or want to learn, I can also do German ASMR. Yeah, let's join me tomorrow, the same time, 1:30 Central European time, for the German language show. Bye-bye, and I'll be back.